Welcome back to Spa-Francorchamps for part 2 of our drivers' press conference. We're all swapping hats. Look, welcome. We've got Alex Albon, Lando Norris, Yuki Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Charles Leclerc. Alex, why don't we start with you? You've got the wooden spoon. You're sitting next to me. Let's talk about these last few races. You've scored points in 2 of the last 4. How do you rate your chances here at Spa?
I think we have a good chance. I think car-wise we are in a good place. I feel like the last few races we've been able to get comfortable with the new upgrades. And Hungary was a circuit that shouldn't normally suit us, and we finished P11. So feeling positive going into this weekend, but with the rain, I think there's a little bit of a doubt over your performance. It becomes not random, but a little bit more random. So let's see.
Alex, you mentioned your performance. You've been receiving a lot of praise, both in the media and from your team principal, about the job you've been doing this year. Can you just tell us how much are you enjoying racing at the moment, and do you feel that you're driving better than ever?
I feel like it goes hand in hand. I feel like, of course, when the car gets quicker as well and you're fighting for more points, people talk about it a little bit more. But that's not to say I think we're doing a great job. I feel like as a team, driving-wise as well, I'm feeling comfortable and confident in the car, which is always important. And it's just great, going to every race weekend, being able to fight for points and being in that area where you feel like you go to every weekend knowing that just builds confidence and motivation for everyone in the team. So I would say we're enjoying these moments, and hopefully we can score some more points.
And have you enjoyed the whole of the first half of this season? Just give us your thoughts on how you feel everything's gone.
Yeah, I have to say it's been a really good year for us so far. I don't want to say too much, but it feels like the way that we started in Bahrain and where we are right now, we've made great progress. Maybe not as much as the McLarens, but on our side, we are heading into the right direction. And as I said, I don't know where we are. I think we're 7th right now in the constructors, tied. So if you told me that at the start of the year, I think if you told anyone from the team that at the start of the year, we would have bitten your arm off. So it's going well. Obviously, we just need to stay focused and keep going at it. But I'm sure, as a team, we can take the summer break off and enjoy it and come back refreshed.
Alex, thank you. Best of luck this weekend. Lando, coming to you. You're a man on a roll after back-to-back podiums at Silverstone and at the Hungaroring. What are your expectations here?
I want to say the same. Spa is one of my favourite circuits of the season. Conditions which generally we perform pretty well in, so there's no reason why we shouldn't say to kind of continue where we've been. It's I guess another challenge for us in terms of circuit and layout, and another opportunity for us to see where the car really stands. But the team have been doing a great job. I think we've been doing a great job with strategy and everything else that we can do. So another weekend I look forward to try and achieve similar things.
Do you think the car will be quick here? I mean, you joked on Sunday about turn 1 here at Spa not favouring the car, but on balance, do you think you should be competitive?
It's very tough to say. I mean, we'd see what the conditions are going to do first of all. I think a couple of years ago things were going very well in the wet until it all went horribly wrong. But the car's competitive. We've clearly made a big step. Fighting cars we weren't expecting to, or being ahead of cars we weren't expecting to be ahead of, and fighting for podiums, fighting for pole position. So I'm not going to say no to the answer, but it could be a trickier weekend than the last few.
You say it's been a big step. There have been reports this week as much as a second a lap.
No, it's a no. But no, it's. I don't think it is. It's a fact. It's not a second, but it's. I think that the biggest thing is a lot of other teams that were competitive in the start aren't as competitive now. If you look at Aston Martin, you look at Ferrari, they were a lot closer to the front than what they are now, and we just seem to have swapped positions for some reason. But I don't know if they've taken a step back or Red Bull have taken a step forward or what. But yeah, we weren't expecting we were expecting the upgrade to help us race against them. And so far, a lot of these races, we've been ahead of them. So it's definitely not 1 second. I think some of these tracks that we've been to, the car is still difficult to drive. It's difficult to be consistent. I think we still need to do a better job with tyre management and so on. I think that was clear from last weekend that it was one of our weaker areas. But I think we can be more than happy with the step forward that we've made. I don't think, as much as I'm always going to complain about certain things, because that's what every driver does. But for us to go from where we were in, struggling to get out of Q1 in the first few races to fighting for pole, I would say it's one of the biggest turnarounds in Formula One for a very long time. So, and during the middle of a season. So, no, I'm very happy. There's always things to improve on, and that's what we're trying to do.
Right. Lando, thank you. Best of luck to you this weekend. Yuki, it's early days, but how are things going with your new teammate?
I think it's good. Learning lots of things from him already. So, yeah, it's fun to do a couple of filming with him in a Thursday. Thursday became slightly more fun, I think, for the contents. But other than that, not much difference. Yeah, it's good.
Is his feedback about the car different to Nick's?
I think it's similar. In the end, what I'm saying and what Daniel's saying is quite similar. So, I'm obviously just had one race, and Hungary is a little bit difficult to say, but so far it's not much difference.
What about the performance of the car? Do you feel you're making progress?
Hungary, yes. Fortunately, I smashed my front wing in FP1, so it's my fault. But rear wing, we definitely made a step. To be honest, I don't know new upgrade about front wing because sadly it's gone in the FP1 for me. So, but I think other than that, it's just we made a step in some rear wing. I think performance was pretty good in terms of car in Hungary, but just couldn't put it all together from my side. We made a bit of step, but probably not as much as still we want. And I think Hungary is more like slow speed corners where still mechanical grip requires, which we are quite good at, like we see in Azerbaijan. But I think still an overall package of still missing performance a little bit that we're compared to where we want to.
So Yuki, you've made a step forward with the car in Hungary. What about the season as a whole so far? Have you made the step forward that you wanted to make in 2023 in terms of what you're doing?
Yeah, I'll say so. Happy with the performance, first couple of races. Last 3 races, it's been a little bit messy for myself. Yeah, still there's a couple of limitations like in the radio, so where I wanted to focus to improve. About it, sometimes I rush to kind of, like overperform to, be into Q3, Q2, whatever, and sometimes kind of mistakes started to have more consistently rather than, first couple of races, which first couple of races just discover how the car performance is, so just see how it goes, and I was not really rushed to. But yeah, we started to like, stay the performance or like we're slightly towards back now, compared to first few races and rushed into like score points. But, those kind of rushing makes more consistent mistakes. So yeah, just have to reset myself and, just try to focus on what I can do. And but I still happy with my progress, what I had in this year compared to last year. And it's good. And I think Daniel will give some more information, more, I think, places that I have to improve. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well done, Yuki. Don't hurry, just be quick.
Thanks. Yeah, I will.
Lance, let's come to you now. You're half Belgian, so does this feel like another home Grand Prix for you?
Well, I don't spend much time here. But yeah, my mom's from Belgium, so it's always nice to come back and have a waffle.
Well, look, let's talk about your racing car. On Sunday, team principal Mike Crack said that the Grand Prix had been a bit of a wake-up call for you guys. Where do you feel the performance of the car is at the moment?
Yeah, not where we want to be. We started the season very strong. Second, third fastest car. Some races depending, on the track, but the last few weekends have been more challenging for us. So we definitely, have a few things to work on to, get back to where we want to be.
What have been the challenges in these last few races? Where's the pace gone?
Well, going around the corners faster and down the straights faster, that always helps. I think it's, just a lot of little details, and just the usual stuff, working around some of the limitations of the car, balance through the corner and, finding some more, downforce and all that kind of stuff. But I think we have some ideas. So, I'm, looking forward to the second half of the season.
Well, before we get to the second half, we've got this Grand Prix at Spa. How do you fancy your chances? Do you think it'll be, well, you've just talked about the strengths and weaknesses a bit. Do you think this is going to be a challenging Grand Prix for Aston Martin?
I think it's going to be a challenging race for everyone. I mean, it's a sprint weekend by the looks of it. The weather is going to be, the biggest factor. One session and, a wet track around here is always challenging. So, I think it will be challenging, but, exciting at the same time. Great track to drive and, conditions will be difficult, but it's the same for everyone. So, looking forward to the weekend.
All right, best of luck to you. Thank you. Charles, thank you for waiting. So back to the scene of your first Grand Prix victory. Does Spa always bring the best out in you?
I'm trying to do my best every single race weekend. Then, of course, it's always special to come back to the place where you've won your first race. It is a very special memory for me. It was a very special moment at the time, even though it was done in circumstances that was difficult to obviously enjoy the moment as we had lost Antoine the day before. But it's a special track. I think every drivers really enjoy this track. And we can always expect some exciting weather, and this weekend it looks like it's going to be pretty wet the whole weekend, so hopefully we'll be competitive in those conditions.
Well, do you welcome the wet weather? Do you think you will be competitive?
Honestly, I think we've been quite good whenever it was full wet or full dry, or at least we were maximizing our package. I struggled personally a bit more in the half wet, half dry conditions, but we put quite a bit of work into it. So I'm confident that if we find ourselves in those situations again, I'll be back at the level I want to be.
We've seen fluctuating fortunes for Ferrari in the last few races. Austria was great, then two difficult races for the team. How can you explain what's gone on?
Well, first of all, every teams are super close now, especially in qualifying. You look at the Budapest qualifying, and we were all within 700-800s in Q3. So it was apart from the top three, but where I was, everybody was so close. So the smallest difference can have a big influence on your results. And at the moment, that's where we are as a car. Then I think as a team at the track, we need to focus on every single details, because now more than ever, it makes a big influence on your end result in qualifying especially. And in Budapest, we probably left a bit of performance here and there, which had a big consequence on our weekend. Then the big picture is that we aren't fast enough, and this we know it, and we are putting all the effort to be back at where we want to be as quickly as possible.
Best of luck. Thank you to you. Let's open this to the floor. And name and publication, please.
David Croft, Sky Sports F1. Lando, great to see you back on the podium. You've had a smashing time up there last couple of races. Do the other drivers fancy joining Lando in those podium celebrations that he's making his at the moment? And did you pick up the tab for the broken trophy yourself?
I knew you'd bring it up. I mean, first of all, I do want to apologize for it. I obviously had no intention in ever doing such a thing. And I know how much it means to the Hungarians and part of their culture and so forth. So, of course, I want to enjoy the time. It was never my intention to do such a thing. And I did apologize to Max. I know I obviously made a couple of jokes about it. which maybe I shouldn't, but I do feel bad for if he did it to my trophy, I would be annoyed, you know. So I do apologize for it, and obviously the people who put the time and effort in and everything into making it. I really didn't mean for it to happen, so I'll make sure I'm a lot more careful next time on celebrating. That's all I say.
Lando, are you going to change the way you celebrate on the podium, or how you start the champagne spray?
I wouldn't say no. I mean, I'm just there's no reason why I should. I'll just take a little bit more care with obviously what I do, but yeah, I'll just move the trophies aside and then continue.